Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano was a pretty great card, actually. As a competitor to the UFC, this was better than the fight night at the Apex, which is a good thing to see, and the guys get paid more. But before we go ahead and get into these fights, I'm going to let Isaac share his opinion on the card first. As a competitor to the UFC, 10 out of 10 being you're going to watch MVP instead of the UFC, 0 out of 10 being that MVP sucks and you'd never turn it on again. What would you rank it?
I'd give it like a 7.
A 7? That's fair. That's fair. I think
I feel like it could compete with a fight night, but like a pay-per-view, I'm definitely watching the UFC over it. I was actually honestly watching the UFC over most of these fights. I mean, the times lined up pretty well for me. Like it would be like a UFC fight and then a MVP fight, like back to back to back, which is pretty cool, honestly. But I just don't really like the Netflix cards that much if they keep doing it like this, because it's like, dude, not one underdog on the main card won. It's all like it was not really fair fights almost. And so I don't know. They're just like they're put here to lose, and I don't know. Like I'd rather watch like Arnold Allen versus Costa, where it was like it was not like it was still a beatdown, but like Costa still was having moments where he was winning and he could still win the fight.
Yeah, which
Like
we will be talking about the UFC Fight Night after this card. I think I'm pretty much on the similar page as you. I think that if there was a fight night on and I had to choose MVP versus UFC, I would have picked this card over the UFC last night for sure, and I did pick this card. The one thing I don't like is that how long there is in between the fights. It's actually so aggravating.
Ridiculous.
That's one of the reasons why the UFC got so popular, is because it didn't do that bullcrap like boxing normally is known for doing.
Hey, I said that would happen on our predicts video. I said that it would be mad long between the fights.
Yeah, it's really aggravating, and they need to fix that. They need to figure that out, because it's taking way too long in between the fights, and it's really aggravating. And it's probably for ad revenue, realistically.
Yeah, probably.
But it's just stupid, dude. It's just so stupid, and it's so boring to sit down and do that. Because when the main card starts at 9 and the fight card doesn't end till 12, there's an issue. There's only 5 fights, dude. Like, come on, that's an issue.
Well, I think that was the same for the UFC.
I mean, I don't know. The UFC does it back to back, so it's for different reasons. These were all like round 1, round 2, round 1, round 1.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
They still took forever in between,
that's a good point.
Which is really aggravating. Maybe it is partially because so many round 1 and round 2 knockouts. That's why it took so long, because they weren't prepared between rounds. But I don't know. It makes me mad. But anyways, talking about the actual. Also, real quick, Netflix experience was better than Paramount by a lot, actually. Paramount just doesn't work for me. A lot of times when I'm on it, it always just crashes. Like I have my projector behind me with the Xbox, and I put it on the wall, and it genuinely just will randomly crash in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, I do have to refresh mine a lot.
Whatever, it'll just randomly crash, and you have to refresh everything, and it's really aggravating. Paramount as an app just sucks. It's not that the stream is really that bad. It's just that I think the app sucks. Like Netflix is better at it, and I think they learned their lesson from the Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That one was awful. But anyways, the point is that let's just get into the fights. Let's get into the fights. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. What did you think of it?
It was pathetic, and I think that that was like the lambs to the slaughter. 17 seconds in, Gina Carano taps instantly to an armbar. Ronda Rousey shot instantly. Ended about 3 punches on the ground, armbar. Fight's over. Me and Brody both agreed that we think that we could last longer than Gina Carano did if we went in there with the right game plan to just survive.
Mm-hmm.
I said I could survive at least a minute. He said he could survive potentially on a great day the whole fight.
Yeah,
5 rounds.
I think so.
You think you could survive 5 rounds?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
genuinely. I thought saying 3 rounds.
I am an entire foot taller than her, and also have 60 to 70 pounds over her.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've also been training for 5 years. Yes, I don't go and fight all the time, but I've also been training for long enough to where I know how to not put myself in really bad positions, and I think if I got taken down, I could at least survive long enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
No,
fair.
I don't think so at all, honestly, in my opinion. But I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I just think that I have such a size advantage that it would become a factor. And
So you think
also
you're
at
better on
running
the ground
away.
than Gina Carano?
I think that I wouldn't get to that position so fast. Like I genuinely think that I would just not get to that position where she could just rip an armbar like that easily. And I know what she's going for. That's what she goes for every time is that armbar. So you just don't give her the arm.
Well, it's definitely easier said than done, for sure.
No, it definitely is. It definitely is. And I'm not trying to diss Ronda Rousey by even saying that. I think genuinely most of the fight would be me running away from her as well. I could genuinely just
You
run
think you
away
could
from
run
her.
for 25 minutes straight from Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, just boxing on the outside for sure. Just staying really far away and protecting my legs and keeping my hands really low. Yeah, absolutely. Because she's going to shoot a takedown. She's never been known as a striker.
Well, I mean, realistically, she could outstrike you too.
I mean, she could, but I think I could take more strikes. Again, 70 pounds more. I think her strikes aren't going to hit as hard on me, too.
I mean, yeah, but she still hits hard for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like, I think that if I ran away, genuinely ran away, it would be fine. I'd go in with a game plan of genuinely running away again. You know, you keep your hands low, you're blocking your body. If she throws at your head, I'm literally a foot taller. She would have to throw overhands to even reach my head.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's a big factor. So if I just keep my arms low and I just like kind of roll with it with my shoulder, I think I'd be all right. And I kept just literally circling constantly and staying
Yeah,
away
but she could
constantly.
also throw leg kicks at you.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, again, it's about what she would normally do. What would she normally do in a fight? And her go to is I'm gonna shoot in, I'm gonna take you down, and I'm gonna armbar you. That's what she does every time. That's her one. Like she's very one dimensional as a fighter.
Oh yeah, also saying one more thing. Um, I do kind of think like obviously in an MMA fight, your goal should always be to go in there, take as least damage as you can, finish the fight as fast as you can, be as dominant as you can. But come on, we could at least strike for 10 seconds. Like you're the main event. This is the best women's fight of all time in his UFC in history, greatest fight of all time, according to her. This is the most badass event ever. No strikes landed. 17 seconds in.
Yeah, there's definitely some WWE style promotion there.
Like, let's at least make the fight a little entertaining. And I kind of feel bad for Gina. She came out of retirement and she didn't even get to win a punch.
Yeah, whole fight camp, no punches landed. That is rough.
She was definitely like at the post fight. She was definitely sad about that. Kind of feel bad, but like, bro. I
All right.
mean, also it's on you, bro. We're getting armbarred 17 seconds in. You had to know what she was going for on the ground.
Yeah,
You had to know she was going to shoot on you.
enough waffling about the main fight though. We've been talking about that for like forever now. Let's do Mike Perry and Nate Diaz. You can open us up with that one.
That was a beatdown. Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry. Nate Diaz was just gassed start to finish. He couldn't do anything. He was literally a punching bag for like two. Did it stop at the end of round two?
It
I
was
went to
the
round three.
doctor stoppage.
Okay, so it went for 2 rounds. I thought it was for three, but 2 rounds of just Mike Perry beating the hell out of Nate Diaz. And honestly, there was a couple of moments where Nate Diaz was fighting back. He landed like a bunch of good 1-2s. That was really like 30 seconds of the entire fight. Like it wasn't
Hmm.
competitive at all. And Mike Perry literally just went in his face, threw punches. Like, I don't even know how to describe it other than he literally just got in his face and threw punches at him. It wasn't like super crazy technically. He was just beating him, like beating him down.
Hmm.
And they just kept covering up. Like he wouldn't like he needed to fight back kind of on like shoot a takedown, do anything. There was a moment where I got scared
Well,
with the
he did
leg
shoot a
lock,
takedown at
but
one point. He got the
yeah,
takedown
he
and then
got
got
that. Yeah,
reversed immediately.
that leg lock was kind of worried me for Mike Perry, but yeah, just straight domination. And so
Yeah.
yeah, Nate Diaz probably never fight again. So,
I don't know. I think he should, I think it's he's already expressed interest in fighting again already. He
yeah,
just said that he doesn't want to fight somebody that's like a
I broke
crazy
my
hard fight.
finger.
He was like, maybe instead of fighting the most violent guys, instead I fight the second most violent guy, and I think I can win that. It's like, okay. But anyways, the
Who?
point
What do
is
you
that
say, Masvidal?
Masvidal would be. I think it'd be a fun fight. I don't know. But anyways, Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz. Mike Perry, the face of bare knuckle. Nate Diaz, at one point, one of the faces of the UFC. Both guys older now, a lot different. Mike Perry versus Jake Paul, and if we compare that to Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul, I thought, oh, Nate Diaz did better. Obviously, Nate Diaz is going to win. He showed that that's not true. It just seems to be that bare knuckle BKFC tends to transfer really well over to MMA, but it does not transfer at all to boxing. Nate Diaz is showing that MMA transfers over to boxing better than bare knuckle does, which is fair. I mean, it makes sense having literally no gloves and then going in with, what was it, 10 ounce gloves? 8 or 10 ounce gloves for the Jake Paul fight?
I think it was 10.
And then Nate Diaz going from 4 ounce gloves to 10 ounce gloves. It's probably less of a jump. I mean, it is less of a jump. Straight up, it's less of a jump. Mike Perry used his elbows and knees really well. I liked the fighting from Mike Perry. I think he actually did show some pretty technical work. It wasn't hard to show technical work because Nate Diaz didn't put pressure back on him. But yeah, they're just throwing. Just like DC said.
Like just he's throwing.
Yeah, basically. Honestly, I think we've said everything we can about Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz. I'd like to see them again. I'd like to see a face-to-face of them again.
I want to see Nate Diaz again after that.
I think Nate Diaz is just so funny in the face-to-faces, bro. Like he shouldn't be given a mic, low-key. Like it's kind of embarrassing for him.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough. He's definitely got some serious brain trauma.
For sure.
Okay, next, Francis Ngannou versus Felipe Lins. Nobody could have seen this coming. Nobody saw this coming, bro. Nobody saw this coming. Francis Ngannou knocks out Felipe Lins in the first round. What? Yeah, no, not for real. I'm surprised it even went 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Bro, Felipe Lins genuinely just went in there and fight. He genuinely had zero game plan. Why are we standing and trading with Francis Ngannou? Like, that is like the least IQ thing I think I've seen in MMA.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, he was actually low-key landing on Francis too, and they just got clipped once, went down.
That's all it took. Yeah.
Like, why are we trading with Ngannou, bro? That was like the stupidest thing you could have done.
It was dumb.
And I accidentally put 15 on him for freaking him by sub too, so I was extra mad. I didn't mean to, bro. It was a misclick. I was trying to see. I couldn't. It wouldn't let me.
That's rough, bro. That's rough.
Yeah, I was like, and then he took him. He shot a takedown. I was like, okay, oh my gosh, he's gonna get it, bro. No, I was just coping. He was.
Hey, dude, if you traded on Polymarket, you could have day traded it. Have you seen those ads,
what the
bro?
Frick did you even just say to me?
On Polymarket, bro. I see these bunch of ads. It's like you can trade mid-fight bets. So like if Felipe lands a takedown and his stock goes up and you bet on him before that, you can cash out before and effectively like make money without actually hitting your bet.
I see.
It's kind of cool actually, but I don't know. I keep seeing those ads, so I thought it was funny to mention that.
I don't know, but that was the feeder fight. That was a feeder fight. All these are really feeder fights, and I honestly just don't respect it.
Yeah, I think a lot of them.
Besides the Kenny Cross one was kind of valid though. I feel like that was still a feeder fight, but I think it was still kind of valid.
It was fun to watch, for sure. I liked that fight before because I kind of tuned in whenever this one started. I actually didn't get to watch this one or this one live, but I do want to talk about this one because there's actually some drama here. There's some big drama here. Skipping over the other fights, did you want to talk about any of the other ones?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I want to talk about Robelis Despaigne versus Junior Dos Santos.
Yeah, go ahead and touch on that one.
Hall of Fame slime out. Holy moly, bro. Santos genuinely got slimed out. He looked like an old man out there. Genuinely did not know what he was doing. He actually landed some really great leg kicks on Despaigne, but dude, Despaigne just had his hands down, just throwing straight bombs at Santos. And he might become Francis's next victim. So that's a possibility. But yeah, JDS never fight again. Despain's definitely doping. Yeah. Hall of Fame slime out. Kind of felt bad for JDS. So it was kind of sad to watch. Looked like a literal old man off the street got put in there, bro.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough stuff. Anyways, okay, back to the Adriana Moraes versus Fumi Nkuta. So Adriano is the guy that beat Mighty Mouse in the PFL, or one championship, not PFL. That's important because that's kind of how anybody knows him. Honestly, other than that, I don't think he is very known in the casual world. But yeah, so basically the end of this fight, how it went is Adriano Moraes knocks down Fumi, and then after doing so, he grabs his back and starts choking. And with 5 seconds left, he locks in a choke, keeps choking and choking. Fumi is continuously fighting it. And then the bell rings. 1 second goes by. Almost 2 seconds go by. It's like 1.5 seconds. Adriano Moraes is still holding on to Fumi.
While they're trying to pry him off.
While they're trying to pry him off, yeah. And Fumi goes to sleep. So the issue here is, was Fumi asleep before or after the bell? And regardless, Adriano Moraes seems to be a little bit of a chump for holding on to that choke almost 2 seconds after the fight. That's ridiculous in my opinion. Yes, I know that maybe he didn't hear the bell. I don't know. Maybe he didn't hear the bell. Maybe he was told you don't stop until the ref says, like people are like that sometimes. They like in a soccer they always used to say you play until the whistle. You play until the whistle. Even if it goes out, you play until the whistle, which I get, but also this is talking about.
He was getting pried off either way. So
yeah. So it's rough. I really don't like to see this. I feel like this.
I think it should have been a no contest or a DQ.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a scumbag move to hold on to it so far after the bell, and it's even worse that it ended in an actual finish.
And I don't think he actually got the knockdown either. By the way,
yeah, it was.
I don't think
what, you thought it was a slip?
I think it was kind of a push, and then he threw the knee, and it kind of hit like the shoulder, and he kind of fell back and rolled with it.
Yeah.
I'd have to see it again to say for sure, but I remember watching it last night and thinking it wasn't a knockdown.
Yeah, it's just tough stuff, man. I hate to see this, and the angle they showed on the Netflix card was really bad. You couldn't tell if Fumi was awake or not, and if he was awake when the bell rang, that absolutely should not be called a submission. That absolutely is just wrong. It is literally just wrong. It's not a finish at all, and it should be called a DQ.
I mean, either way, if he was out or not, that's still a scumbag move.
A no contest seems like the fair way to handle this, in my opinion. But
me too.
It is what it is. Maybe something will come out that Fumi was clearly asleep before. But until I see that he was clearly asleep before, I am not going to feel any different about this fight. And it makes me lose respect for Adriano. A lot of respect, actually.
I actually think Mokaev would have schooled him.
Yeah, probably. He very well might have. That was going to be a fun fight, too. So we got robbed of that, and then he did that scumbaggery, bro. That's crazy stuff. Anyways, let's talk about the UFC fights. These were pretty crazy. The ones that I really want to talk about are Malcolm Wellmaker and then really just Malcolm Wellmaker, because I want to apologize to everybody. But which one did you want to talk about? Is there any that you wanted to talk about?
I only care about Malcolm Wellmaker and up.
Gotcha. So first off, Malcolm Wellmaker versus Juan Diaz.
Some people are saying Malcolm Fraudmaker.
He seems like very much so a fraud. I will say in the first round there was definitely a knee to an illegal knee landed to a grounded opponent. It was on his shoulder, but it doesn't matter. Juan Diaz was aiming for his head when he did that. He just missed. I think
it hit like right here, and that's enough to like travel up the neck into your head, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even if it doesn't matter if you missed the knee or not, you were trying to knee a grounded opponent. That's a minus a point. Doesn't matter though, because he submitted him in the next round at the end of the day. But Malcolm Wellmaker also should have been able to say, I can't continue, and win the fight, in the way that Anthony Smith is given or Aljo was given. That's what should have been given to him, realistically. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Juan Diaz was able to get it done, and in good fashion, too. This guy trains under Moreno. He's not just some nobody. So before we say, Wellmaker's so trash, he's so bad, he's not terrible. He's just not what we thought he was. He's not a
Yeah, I
contender.
agree.
He's not a contender. He's clearly not a contender. Like,
People were saying Malcolm Lawmaker versus Sean O'Malley, bro. People were genuinely were saying that.
but that's not even close.
Yeah,
Malcolm
we gotta
Lawmaker is just
stop.
not as good as what everybody thought.
We gotta like. Let's at least we can have those conversations when people are ranked. Let's not do that
Exactly.
before.
Yeah, he, in my opinion, has established himself as a journeyman. If he doesn't win his next fight, he's probably getting cut as well. So
I don't think he'll be cut, but I think they're definitely gonna feed him again. Just someone. That's what they kind of do. Like when a big prospect loses, they give him someone tough, and they give him some more people tough. They say like it's make it or break it. So I think his next person is probably gonna be a big fight too.
hopefully,
And I think this still was a winnable fight. I do think Malcolm could have won that. I just think that he was too patient. He was just way too patient, and it's like I was watching MMA Guru's reaction to it, and he said something that was actually pretty smart. You got to set the pace, or get the pace gets set on you. And he got the pace set on him. Juan Diaz was able to do whatever he wanted. He was able to take him down, get on his back multiple times the first round, and then the second round dropped Malcolm. In the first round, he dropped Malcolm with I think it was a rear hook as he was retreating.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, impressive win by Juan Diaz though. That's definitely a huge stock boost in his debut. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean,
This is
who
twice
knows?
in a row he's losing a debut fight.
Maybe Ethan Ewing and Juan Diaz become like number 1 and number 2, and then Malcolm's just like number 7.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. That could happen. There's
It's
a world
definitely
where that
possible, but I don't think that after losing these 2 fights in a row that he'll be like number 2 or number 3.
No, I agree.
He
Next
was just
fight.
too patient, in my opinion.
I should have clicked on this before, but next fight is Daniel Santos versus Doo Ho Choi. Pretty. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I didn't watch this one.
It was a banger.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I was watching the MVP fight. And I only had one TV that I could use at the time, and so I was watching the MVP fights here. So Isaac can go and break this one down for us.
Dude, Daniel Santos was genuinely putting belt to butt for like the whole first round. Just dominant. But when I tell you this guy threw 8 spinning heel kicks, I'm not being dramatic.
So
it was probably more than that. He genuinely would throw a spinning heel kick, and then he would go around a second time and throw it again. Like he was just spamming it. Bro, if Marab throws spinning heel kicks for the entire fight, he would gas out too, bro. That's just not something you can do in MMA. It's just not efficient. And he was like just running at Doo Ho Choi, putting belt on him, almost knocked him out a couple times. I feel like he had Doo Ho Choi on the ropes, so definitely a couple times. But he was just like, all right, I just had him rocked. We got a little bit of separation. Let's throw 2 spinning heel kicks. And he literally landed it one time, and it was blocked. And he threw at least 8, bro. It was so ridiculous. And he gassed himself out. Got pushed against the fence in the second round. Body shot TKO. I literally actually was streaming it, and I was like, dude, some body shots. Daniel Santos is cooked. I was literally thinking in my head, a lead left hook to the body, it's over. That's what he landed, and Santos dropped. So I would basically be Daniel Santos, is what I'm saying. Well,
featherweight. Well, you would fight at bantamweight, didn't you say? So he's a little bit heavier than you too. So hey, maybe
he's
you
also
could.
pretty big. Dude, he actually looked in shape this time. His last fight, he looked fat, and I do think if Daniel Santos genuinely didn't throw all those spinning heel kicks, he probably would have won. But just zero Michael Chandler level of fight IQ right there, bro. Holy moly!
I mean, I would say
they weren't even like good spinning heel kicks. Like they would have if Doo Ho Choi was standing in front of him, it would have genuinely gone over his head. They were like touching the sky, bro.
I think this kind of just shows. I mean, if you just look at this total strikes attempted and landed, I mean, 60 total strikes attempted by Doo Ho Choi in the first round versus 109 by Santos. And then that immediately drops to 77 the first time and only 34% hit. So he's throwing strikes out of desperation.
He was having moments in the second round too, but then he went right back to his freaking spinning heel kicks, bro. Like, come on.
He probably just wanted some highlight reel KO type thing, and then he just pushed too hard, and that's what happens.
In MMA, there's a lot of crazy strikes, but in the higher levels like the UFC, you have to set them up. you can't just throw them and expect people, oh, I'm going to throw something crazy, so he's not going to see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not going to work. You can't just spam the A button.
Yeah, that's actually what they said on commentary. He's just spamming buttons.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I clicked on Arnold Allen versus Costa next, so we could check out that fight. Again, it's going to be another one of you mostly breaking it down. I didn't watch this fight live, so I'd love to hear your live
What
thoughts
fight were you watching?
on Arnold Allen.
What fight were you watching during this?
Dude, I just had the MVP card in Oops, my fault. That was a wrong thing. But I just had the MVP card on in general.
Oh, well, it was actually a pretty good fight. So the first round starts. Costa's looking good with the kicks. He lands like a. It landed like a. I don't remember what kind of kick it was, to be honest, but it was a body kick, and Arnold kind of like, ugh. So he kind of hurt him right there. But then 5 seconds later, bro, Arnold Allen throws like a meaty right hand, spins. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting names. Spins Costa around. He does a 360, bro, while going to the ground. I thought he was out cold for a second, but he was actually low key fine. And then, yeah, it was pretty much just Arnold Allen just having like a huge power difference, and just been able to get him against the fence and land that right hand. And then eventually, like in a third round, Costa started to dip, which kind of helped. Like he would like dip his head when Arnold Allen would go in. But it was pretty much just Arnold Allen bringing the heat the whole time, honestly. And some pretty great ground game also. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. Dude, Costa had some great 1-2s and actually had Arnold Allen on the ropes for a second in round 5 or 4, I think.
Wait,
But this was a nerd.
I'm looking at the stats here and I don't see like advancing. That's really important for the scoring criteria. So I'm confused why it doesn't say how much Arnold Allen was advancing. I'm so confused.
I'm not sure if he won the fight now, honestly.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse said that was important. So
yeah, that was such a horrible take, but I'll be honest. But yeah, I actually thought Costa didn't look that bad in the fight. He just isn't that level. And impressive win by Arnold Allen.
Yeah, 50-45.
I was gonna say something, but I forgot.
Sorry, my fault.
Yeah,
I was distracting you by bad takes.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna say this was kind of a nerve-wracking fight with me. I was watching with my friend Cookie, and because I really like both these guys, I was like, bro, just don't chin each other, please. Just don't. No one get chinned. So this is the best case scenario.
Yeah, it probably is, honestly.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm just glad no one got chinned.
Yeah, I honestly think that's all we have to cover for this one. You know, tune in for next video that's going to be talking about McGregor, the McGregor fight in July 11th, UFC 230 or 329, not 2. Oh my gosh, 329. It's going to be a W fight. Remember to like the video if you want us to recreate this.